A pivotal point for Dogecoin right now. Is the price going to continue to move in the upward direction like we've been seeing over the last week, or is it about to crash and go all the way down to as low as potentially 1 penny, which is something that some analysts are saying could happen right now? Are those analysts right, or are they just amateurs who have no clue what they're talking about? Let's go ahead and analyze some of the information that's currently available, especially the new information that has come out recently, to figure out exactly what we are going to see with this. As you come in, you're welcome to take a second to not do anything, and then after that, you're welcome to not do anything one more time after that, or even potentially 3 more times. However many times you want to do nothing, you can do it all one time instantly. But that made no sense whatsoever on purpose. However, here is the big news story that I want to cover right now. Bitcoin right now has been falling over the last 24 hours. We've seen actually this week Bitcoin falling a decent amount, down close to 5% on the week, and continuing to have a bit of a rocky period after some positive energy for BTC, going back up nearly to 50,000 for a bit, then falling back now to 43,000 again. So very volatile, very swing when it comes to crypto. And here is the reason why some people are worried that we could be about to see a big crash for all of cryptocurrency, which could drag Dogecoin all the way down to depths it has not been at in a very long time. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I just want to give you all of the sides of the story, all of the envelopes that have the information in them. Bitcoin wallet, dormant for 7+ years, moved recently. Basically, what we saw with that is one of the largest wallets with over 11,000 BTC suddenly leaving wallet. Bitcoin gone. This right here is a huge story. 7 years, this wallet, which has a massive amount of BTC dormant, and it makes you wonder how many other wallets out there are there in crypto that are laying dormant for this long and then all of a sudden move. We typically don't see that. This is starting to set a new precedent because we've now seen 3 wallets similar to this that have moved after being dormant for a really long time. Keep in mind, there are a lot of wallets with Dogecoin that have been dormant for a really long time. There are a lot of wallets with Bitcoin like this, dormant for a very long time. If some of these wallets start to cash out in a big way, then that could lead to a massive crash that would take cryptocurrency down to depths we've not seen before. That's why some people are worried that could happen. Now, that is at least what they're saying. The truth is, I don't think that's the case. I don't think we're going to see a ton of these wallets coming out like crazy that are dormant for so long and all of a sudden selling. That's really not typically something that's ever happened in crypto, and there's no reason to suspect it will happen now. Some people will find wallet addresses or find seed phrases that they lost for a long time. Some of these people are hugely influential billionaires that already have enough money, they don't really care. They just want to let it sit there in crypto and ride. Maybe once they pass on, they could leave the crypto to their kids. Their kids could decide to sell and withdraw. So that is one thing to keep in mind. That is really more of a concern, I think, than the owners of these wallets themselves selling, because if they have not sold for this long, it's unlikely they're going to. Also, on top of that, we have seen some activity like this. Just in, the world's richest non-exchange wallet for Bitcoin purchased 3,241 BTC worth over 140 million USD. Elon Musk, is that you? No, it's not him. He would let us know if he had that much. It's not him. We don't know who it is. Maybe it has to be someone who's a celebrity. It just simply has to be. You know their name, you just don't know which wallet is theirs, at least not yet. We also have another update when it comes to Elon Musk. He tweeted this: sells Zip2 to Compaq for 305 million, Elon Musk, and then the dominoes, all of a sudden Twitter gets an edit button. Pretty funny. Taking it from there to now buying 9.2% of Twitter and becoming part of the board. And I commented, Elon Musk tweets about Dogecoin, domino, Dogecoin becomes the cryptocurrency of Earth. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Daniel's being annoying. All right, get out of here, Daniel. You're gone. You're booted. The cryptocurrency stocks that each state wants to invest in. This right here, we talked about it some on the show yesterday. 22 states picking Dogecoin as the number 1 crypto that they search online. That's pretty dang cool. Texas, SHIB. Then we have states like South Carolina, Alabama, Florida, New Mexico, Arizona, Oregon, Montana, Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, Kentucky. A lot of states, Michigan, Wisconsin, Maryland, New Jersey, Rhode Island, Missouri. Did we name all of them? We named Iowa already, right? Nebraska. All these states picking Dogecoin first. Now, this right here is pretty cool, but SHIB in some of these larger states did actually have more searches, which is I have to admit, pretty impressive job by Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu coin, by the way, has been falling a lot more than Dogecoin recently. Dogecoin kind of pulling away with a larger lead over SHIB at this current point in time than it even had before, which is a positive thing for Dogecoin, less positive for SHIB. If you do happen to hold more SHIB than Dogecoin, you're probably not going to be as happy about that. In fact, you definitely wouldn't be. We also have one interesting thing here. We have lithium, which is just randomly one state. Search lithium. Also, Cardano has one state, but have you even ever heard of lithium? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But for some reason, we have Pennsylvania deciding to search lithium, which is just kind of funny, kind of silly there. Lithium, by the way, is a cryptocurrency right now that has a market cap which is relatively small. It was a lot bigger previously, but right now the market cap of lithium is approximately $9 million, I believe. Yep, $9,950,627 market cap. Fully diluted, 47 million, which doesn't really count. But look, they've fallen massively. They were having 10 million in volume in single days. Now that's in their entire market cap after a big fall. But if they were able to get that kind of energy before, perhaps this could be an opportunity in the market. You said you wanted me to find you some cool opportunities. Maybe lithium at this point, because it's so unbelievably low, I highly doubt it can fall much further. So if you're buying in right now, it's basically not much different than putting your money in the bank account. Yes, of course, there's some risk. It's crypto. Anything can happen. That 9 million could turn into 1 million. I mean, it's unlikely, right? But it could. Anyway, the point is, this right here is an opportunity where you could put some money in, and what's the worst that could happen? It can't really fall much. I mean, it could. It probably won't. Very small chance that. I have to say that just to be careful. I don't want anyone to invest all their life savings in it, and then it's my fault. But Doge is Shiba Inu. Says K coming in. Then hit the like button, people, as well. Yes, if you came in, you're welcome to take a second to not hit the like button. Whatever you do, don't hit the like button. It's a new rule. The like button is off limits for this video. You cannot hit it. You must not hit it. If you do, then of course something very, 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 very terrible will happen to a random climber currently climbing Mount Everest. Now, do you want a landslide to happen to a random climber on Mount Everest? Of course not. So don't press the like button, of course that will happen. And the poor Mount Everest climber will, of course, have to then dig their way out of all of that snow. They'll probably make it. They're probably super experienced and they'll easily get out of the situation. However, you're running the risk that they could be an inexperienced climber, which of course would lead to a very bad situation where they may have to be rescued. So don't do it. Don't press the like button. In short, it would be a terrible idea. Oh my gosh, what even was that? What even was that? Having some fun. Dogex to the moon as well coming in. Yes, with a new team, obviously, we're seeing some big improvements. But yeah, if you actually do want to press like, you're certainly welcome to. However, we do have right now. So someone said I'm lying. Of course, no one's actually going to get hit on Mount Everest. It's a joke, my man. It's just a joke. Imagine some kid comes in, doesn't understand humor yet. I mean, maybe not humor. Maybe just fun tangents for no reason. But kids, they don't get it. They aren't at that level yet where they understand the world fully yet. But right now, the good news is Dogecoin actually up on the week, despite Bitcoin being down. A similar amount that went up, that Bitcoin went down, getting close to that 20 billion market cap. Now Dogecoin in the 12th position of all cryptocurrencies. And keep in mind, there are two stable coins. So that are in the same range, which is Binance USD. We also have Tether up here and USD coin. All three of those, two of them are actually ahead of Dogecoin right now. So technically, really, Dogecoin's the 10th biggest cryptocurrency because I don't really count USD coin and Tether as actual cryptos. So it's in the top 10 right now. A good positive sign right there. Final stand, I know I've mentioned this before, but I'm extremely worried, says Colton. Fear not. When it comes to crypto, the second you get the most worried, that's when it's the highest chance of it spiking. And that's just a typical rule in crypto. Yes, there's a chance that maybe it will not have a crazy big spike again, but that chance is small. We are going to see energy come in. We are going to see more efforts that are being put towards it. Now, will that lead to people buying and the price going up? That is up to the people who are seeing the information and deciding for themselves. So hopefully it will, though. We have Khalid saying, he says he heard we pulled the rug on followers. That is incorrect. So basically what he's referring to, we did have a cryptocurrency pick that did not go as planned. However, there's currently a rescission that is likely in the works that has not been officially announced yet by the team, but I'm going to keep you updated as closely as I possibly can. But the money is still sitting there in the wallets. There were some people that were able to trade moves on the chart, and those people who traded moves that had nothing to do with anyone that was even related to the project, promoting the project, part of the team. Nobody had anything to do with those wallets. It was just random wallets that have been trading for months. So then there's that. But of the actual money associated with the project, all of it is 100% still sitting there. So don't worry. There is going to be a solution that I think will make everyone happy that is in the works right now. I can't say more than that because I don't know what it's going to be. I don't want to mislead you, but once I know what it's going to be, which hopefully won't be long from now, I will be able to give you all the information on that. And it could potentially involve, if you still have tokens, those could be bought back at ideally a similar price to whatever you paid for them. That could be one option. Another option could be if you've already sold, there has to be something else that could be worked out. All of that is being considered by the team and also by anyone who is associated with talking about it after launch. So it really is a group effort to make sure the right thing is done there. But is Doge going to crash bad? Says BMUSE2K. The answer is, if we do see some of those big dormant wallets selling large amounts, it absolutely could. But the fortunate thing is we're unlikely to see that. We just have to keep in mind it's a possibility. So if you are worried, well, there's a little bit of justification for that. Fortunately, though, the people are telling you to be really worried are incorrect. It is not super likely that that would happen. In fact, not even close to super likely that it would happen. I watch you every day in the morning, says BEMARDO. That's awesome to see. Some people watch in the car, some people watch in the bathtub, some people watch on the you-know-what. Wherever you watch the Final Stand show, hopefully you can get some enjoyment out of it as you press the like button at your own free will, or you press the dislike button if, of course, you are not someone who enjoys the Final Stand show. If you hate it, you can press that button. It's all yours to press. You're the best, Matt, says K-Scap. I appreciate that. Oh, you're too nice. Matt, please talk about Catboy. Never heard of it. The Doge will be at 20 cents by the end of the month, says Andrew. I think you're actually most likely correct that it's going to be at 20 cents. Will be at 20 cents by the end of the month. What's today's date again? The 7th? Yeah, I think that's a reasonable prediction. It absolutely can be. It really comes down to one thing. What's going to happen on 4-20? We're waiting January, February, March, April. It's April right now, the 4th month of the year, so we're only a matter of days away, about 2 weeks from the 20th, 4-20. Could that be a big day for Dogecoin? Who knows? In fact, I'm going to talk about that in a second here, but my country, if it doesn't crash, we will all have... Tim says if it doesn't crash, we will all have to deem you a liar. Oh no, I don't want to be a liar. Actually, I would love to be a liar. Please, I hope it doesn't crash. I genuinely think there's a small chance of that happening. And not just think, that's based on the actual evidence. That's based on the stats. It doesn't have a high probability. So fortunately, we're in luck there. Matt's title will fortunately most likely be wrong. But yes, the good news here is that 4-20 is not far away, and that could be an absolutely massive day for Dogecoin. Matt, invest in you-know-what token, LOL, JK. Coming in from Mr. Mighty. Should we do that? Should we launch a you-know-what token? I don't know. A you-know-what token that you can invest in while you're on the you-know-what. Perhaps it makes sense. Perhaps it doesn't. But I actually just did a Patreon post not too long ago. Let me go and show you what this Patreon post does. By the way, we have a ton of people on the Patreon now, which is obviously awesome. A lot of energy there. But here is the post I just made on Patreon. This is what it says. And you're welcome to go vote in this poll. I may put a link down there in the pinned comment after this video is up. So if you're watching after, you can go check that out. The question was, what do you want to see most from the Patreon? More big swing picks, more crypto launches, more fun swing picks, articles/news, Patreon exclusive videos, AMAs, prize drawings, other comment specifics. Also, on top of that, if you would like another place to be part of our community that I think will give me more freedom to actually talk openly and say what I want, we also now are officially launching a locals. If you haven't heard of that, it's kind of like Patreon, except for they're significantly better when it comes to letting you say whatever the heck you want. So I'm excited about that. If you are part of the Patreon, or if you're not, and you want to be joining a place where you can hear me say anything freely without having to worry, which is I'm excited about, because then I can truly roast people. I can say terrible, awful stuff, or a lot of fun, amazing stuff, whichever I want. It doesn't matter. You can say it's freedom. Then you can join the locals. I'm going to be putting a link to the locals in the description and pinned comment, and that will be a place where we have a lot of additional fun content on there, just similar to Patreon, but also a step up in some ways, because I can even say stuff that I couldn't say on Patreon. So that's kind of exciting, and I can't wait to see what happens with it. But people already voting on this. Also, I commented there. Also, fear not. We are only likely a few days away from a solution for what happened with Accept Crypto. So that's coming. Most people are looking forward to what the announcement's going to be. But some people saying, one, a lot of people do want picks. A lot of people want to do launches and participate in that. A lot of people want to see more big swing picks that already exist. It really is just a combination. Some people do want to see articles. Some people do want to see AMAs and giveaways and prize drawings and stuff like that. So really, comes down to specifically what you want, and I will do my best to make sure the Patreon is a place where there's a ton of value coming in, because right now our main source of fun is of course Patreon. Do you think that in August it will reach 25? I do, says Juan. I happen to agree with you. And by the way, if you're not on the Patreon or the locals yet, once again, there's a link in the description and pinned comment. If you already have a Patreon account, you can join there. If you already have a locals account, you can join there. Or if you want to switch from Patreon to locals, some people are going to do that as well right now. Don't listen to, oh gosh. So some people want to roast me, but it's okay. You can do it if you want. Fear not. We shall allow the roast to some degree, but if you spam, then you're gonna get blocked. You can comment it. I'll see it. Don't worry. Or my moderator, one of my moderators will see it, and then they can let me know if it's a specific thing that you want. But Matt, do you think you would get behind baby Dogecoin? It's for animals. Most likely not, but maybe. I mean, they are following me on Twitter, so I appreciate that. But anyway, I'm Matt Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I will see you on the Patreon and potentially locals too.